Alright, so in the previous video we have seen a for loop. In this video we're going to see what is nested for loop. As we have discussed that the for loop has three parts. The first one is initializer, the second one is condition, or you can say boolean condition, the third one is counter, or you can say updater. So if you have declared your I variable, then you don't need to put it here, your data type. If you don't, then you need to put it here. So in this video, we're going to say what is a nested for loop. So we have already explained for loop. So the nested for loops comes in as the name suggests. The name is very clear that it's a loop within loop. So this one's outer loop, and this is inner loop. So if this one's I, then this one's going to be int j equal to 0. Or if this one's x, then this one's going to be y. If this one's a, the outer loop's going to be a, this is going to be say b. If this one's c, this one's going to be d. You guys can put I for both. If you do that, then your loop's not going to run, because this loop is distinct to this loop. This loop runs from the outside and this loop runs from the inside. So in this video we're going to explain, and then we're going to complete our multiplication table, because previously we have done only the 12. In this video we're going to see how if we can complete from 1 all the way to 12. So you can only do that with every programming language, including C, C++, Java. Every programming language you can do it with nested for loops. So nested for loops very effective in dealing with very complex problems. And this one, you got, if you put a j, say equals 10, less than 10, and j 10 plus plus, you can do this way. You can build a very cool pattern, cool shape, like say you can do few stars, straight stars, or you can do like this one, like rectangular, or you can do square, or you can do say you can do any pattern you guys like with nested for loop. So but in this video we're gonna talk about multiplication table. Alright, so now as I said, for loops, nested for loops have two parts. The first ones we call it outer, and this ones we call it the inner for loop. So if the outer is gonna do one iteration, then the inner is gonna do complete one iteration as well. So if you wanna put for example this one, yeah. So if the outer is gonna do, say for example, if you have a multiplication table, if the outer is gonna go 1, then the inner is gonna complete this loop. So it's like minutes and second, put it this way. So for every 60 minutes, 1 minute is gonna increment. Then for every say 60 for every 60 seconds, 1 minute is going to increment. Then for the next 60 seconds, then it's going to be the second minute. Then it's for another 60 seconds, it's going to be the third minute, and then it goes with hours. So for every 60 minutes, 1 hour. For every another 60 minutes, for another second hour, then it's going to be second and second. That's how the cycle goes. You can think of this nested for loop is exactly like that. Alright, so because this one goes like for a minute 60 times, then this one increments 1, then this one goes 60 times, then this one increments 1, all the way till this loop reaches say 24. Whatever the loop is, you can put it in minutes and hours. Okay, so this loop, as we have observed in the previously, that it's going to do only one say table. It's not going to do the whole table. So to do the whole table, we need another for loop, nested for loop. So how are we gonna put a nested for loop? You guys need to put another for loop. So for, and then we need to put this guy here inside here. So now this one's gonna come here, int I equal to 1. We need to put exactly int j equal to 1. J is less than or equal to say 12, j plus plus. That's how it's going to be. So the first one, the outer loop, is going to be I. This one is going to be j. If this one's going to be a, this one's going to be b. If this one's x, this one's going to be y. So here, instead of this 12, now because we have a number before we just put a 12, you guys need to change it to say j. So because that's the second one, and here instead of this 12, you guys need to put a j. So just change this 12 to j. So this guy is gonna do the first one, then the second one, and whatever the the answer is going to be, displayed here. So here we guys need to put a console dot write line here, just empty one. Okay, so we're going to run our for loop, and after this we're going to see what is the positional placement here. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to put a position. So we're going to run this one to see if we have error. So if we have error, why we have error. Alright, so now if you look in here, we're going to check if our nested for loop looks like everything's in order and everything's perfect. So now if you look in here, 1 times, that's outer loop, and this is the inner loop. So the outer loop runs once, one iteration. This is going to run like a 12, and in meanwhile it's going to multiply. So it's going to be 12. 1 times 12 is 12. Then the second iteration for the outer loop gonna come here, and the inner loop's gonna run 12 times, and you're gonna see here that's 2 times 12 is 24. Alright, so now if you look in here, that's the third iteration, and you're looking here for the third iteration, like here is runs 12 times. So here the inner loop, so you're gonna see here that's 30, 33, 36. It's just like think of this, if you are confused, think of this like an hour. For every hour there's going to be 60 minutes, or for every minute there's going to be 60 seconds. Think of this way if you guys getting kind of confused. So we're going to see that the 4th, that's the 10th, and that's going to be number 11th, and number 12. How cool is this? That's the power of nested for loop. So here you're going to see here 12, and that's how you're going to see here. So this is one way if you guys want to do that. The second way, if you're going to copy this guy here, and then we're going to put it here. So we're going to put a comment on this one. So we don't want to display this one. So for this one we're going to put some position here. How are we going to put a position? So instead of I, we're going to put say 0. Why we put a 0? This 0 is I. Then here for j we put a 1. Why we put a 1? Because this one's gonna cover the j. So, and then we're gonna put equal to, and then we're gonna put this guy here. We're gonna remove this one. So ij, here we're gonna just put the answer here. So if this one is a 0, this one's 1, this one's gonna be 2. Then we're gonna get out of this interpolation, and then we put a ij, and then in the parentheses you guys need to put I multiply j, then multiply j. This is the old style one. This is how it's done in C, in C++, in Java, but that's the old style one. This is new in programming languages. So here if you guys want to put this one, this 0 is going to cover the placement for this 1 is going to do for this, and this 2 is going to do for this, because it looks for the position. So that's the first position, that's the second position, and that's the third position, because C# every starts from 0, the index from 0. That's how the I is going to be 0. It starts from the 0. Then the C# is going to look for 1, then it's going to look for the next one, then it's going to look for 2, then it's look for this one. So because this is a iteration, but this one's going to be counting, it's going to count. For this one you guys need to remove this $. Make sure you guys remove this one. So now it looks like our program is ready. So we're going to control CS to save. So now I'm going to repeat again. This is the going to be the position 0 is going to be this guy here. C# is going to look for I, because if you guys need to put a 0, 1, 2, whatever you guys going to put, because this is index 0. Keep in mind C# starts from 0, the index, not from 1. Then now the C# is going to say there is a string here, then position here, then they're going to look for the second position, then it's going to look for the third position. So now we're going to control S. We're going to run our program to see if we have error. So if we have error, why we have error? If you look in here, this one worked perfectly fine, just like before. So that's our 10 table, that's our 9, that's one I8, then it's going to be 7, it's going to be 5, 3, 2, and it's 1. So you look in here, that's exactly like before, and here that's exactly like before. So here when we go down, that's the third table, so that's the third iteration. For every big iteration here, this one's going to run 12 times. For every, that's the fourth one iteration, is going to run 12 times. And here the actual ones that does all the hard work is this guy is here, this guy here. This is the actual engine behind this multiplication table. And here we're going to see all the way till 11, and then you're going to see here all our multiplication table. So now I hope you guys got the idea of nested for loop. So this is a nested for loop. If you guys want to make just a few line of code, if you look in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code, we have created awesome multiplication table that starts from 1 and ends to 12. So for every iteration here, this guy runs 12 times. If you put a 5, it's going to run till 5 times. If you guys observe here, they both there's here both of them takes string literal here. So the reason you guys don't see here like this one on the bottom one is you guys going to see only I and J is because of this $sign. If you guys want to say make it simplify your C# program, you just want to put a I, you don't want to put this 0, 1, 2, the numbers all the way to whatever you guys have here, the positions here. You guys can use this $sign. You just put your numbers here. So this $sign simplifies here, but if you put this $sign here at the bottom here, it's not going to work. Why it's not going to work? Because here this $sign is not going to accept these numbers here, the positions here. This $sign is against this one. This $sign simplifies whatever here. So if I'm going to save, and if I want to run, our program is going to be higgly-piggly. Our program is not going to work properly. So if you look in here, it doesn't make sense. So everything is higgly-piggly. Why everything's not working properly? Because this $sign is for this guys here. This $sign wants the real, say here real variables here. For example, the outer loop or inner loop. This $sign doesn't know anything about this 0. The reason you guys going to see 0 because of this, we just put a 0, and you're going to see 1. It's going to be 0 times 1 equal to 12. So if you put a $sign, this is not going to work. But if you remove the $sign, and you guys are going to see here, it works perfectly fine. So here it works perfectly fine. So you can go all the way to say from table 1, you can come all the way to say 12 with no issues. So keep in mind there is a very thin line of sometimes you guys are going to make mistake. So it's up to you guys want to get used to this one, or you guys want like this one. So I personally like this way. This is a lot easier. And this one's just put a $sign here. $sign in PHP, other programming languages, means something that has a variable value. Say just like a dollar, I have a $1 or $2, I have that much value in my hand. So that's exactly true with PHP, every other programming language, including C#. So this interpolation here, you guys can simplify your here variable, whatever you have here. Alright, so that's it for nested for loop in C#. And if you guys like the video, thumbs up. And if you guys have any question or comment, leave in comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.